Evening all, welcome to more StarMade, and we're under attack, can you believe it? As I was building my fine robot, as you just saw there, we'll show you the building of that in just a moment, I became under attack, so I thought I'd put this at the front, because hey, it's a bit of action, and I think this is, the game handles it quite well. So, anyway, here we go. Now, my AI turrets, if you haven't figured out AI turrets yet, you've got to. It's just so simple, just create a ship with an AI buddy module on it, then attach it to a docking port, and it'll pretty much do the biz for you. But in this particular ship, Pirate's case, he was coming at me, so let's go for the balls. Basically, I'm using my main cannons here, which are pretty powerful, as you can see, and let's just zoom in. Now, again, this game it's an enigma to me that blocky combat like this is actually really fun, blasting bits off his ship. I could actually disable his guns, for example. I could just shoot the guns on his ship and disable his weapons and blah 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 blah. Anyway, I just thought I'd go straight for the killing shot. That was a prime shot right in the balls. And then here we go. Look at this is actually a great big salvaging ship, and look at how quickly I can basically strip his ship completely of all of its usable parts. He also dropped a fair bit of cargo, so let's go and scoop that. But I'm loving this. This game is weird. It's on paper it should be terrible. It should literally be worse than Hitler, but for some reason it's not. I don't know why, but it's fun. So anyway, I thought I'd do a bit of a project. So here we go. This is, now, the reason, again, subtle name, I know. The R word is, it's a funny word, isn't it? Well, not funny, haha. It's one of these words that I think people use quite a lot now. It's almost entered the kind of collective consciousness, like, I guess the word gay, or the word whatever. It's weird because it was seen, I think, as a negative word, but I think people are using it maybe overly familiarly now. So apologies if that offends anyone. I don't care if it does, to be honest. But I think what we're going to do is, this is from a very, very long time ago. I remember watching a film, and I didn't really watch it. I kind of caught glimpses of it because I was very young when it came out. But it was called Flesh Gordon. And it's like a real parody. It's a bit of a naughty parody, like typical 70s, 80s parodies of movies. And it was a bit rude. And I remember for some reason, I've always stuck in my head the word rape robots. And so what I thought I'd do is highly inappropriately create one. I don't know, this is the way my mind works. I make no apologies for it. I think literally I have I've got a chemical imbalance in there somewhere, because stuff like this just makes me smile. Anyway, so what I thought I'd do is I'd produce some form of kind of Bender style robot. So you remember Bender, obviously, from Futurama. Just been cancelled apparently. I'm really gutted about that. Anyway, I thought I'd make a little Bender-style robot with a bowler hat on, because naturally I'm British, and just to be absolutely certain with everyone, we do all still wear bowler hats and wear umbrellas and pinstripe, and when we go to London and work in our accounting jobs in the Bank of England. So I thought I'd make a robot kind of celebrating that. Now, sped up the footage. Now again, this is the weird thing of StarMade. It is so, I guess it's like Minecraft in everything in terms, but not just putting blocks, but also I think in terms of scale and scope. But it's also got the thing of the ship's systems as well. So I actually couldn't tell you why this game, literally, I could sit on it for what feels like 5 minutes, and then I'll look at my watch and a whole day is passed. It feels a bit like that. There is something very enjoyable, and I think the fact is you can build anything. And I always thought, well, we do a lot of space style things with wings, and look at my great big mighty Titan in the background there. It's actually still coming on. You can see the building of the back of that core. I'll show you a bit more of that maybe in another video. And I've found a space station I'm basically looting parts from as well. So these are all things that you should basically do. But what I thought I'd do is build the frame. That's not finished, don't worry, don't take the piss yet. That's not the finish, that's just the frame. When you draw, you remember art school, when you did art at school, you had to draw the frame first, then you had to kind of fill it out. And that's all I'm doing here. So basically I thought I'd give him a bit of a barrel chest, a bit like Bender has. So let's just fast forward slightly here, and then we can start to use the advanced building tools. That's very nice and easy. If you can use it, that is. And I think what we're trying to do here is really just build the frame. So I think today's video will be about the frame. The fitting out of this thing is going to be a bit less it's going to be maybe in the next video, because the systems part of this, and again I think this is why I really like it, because it's not just, as I say, Minecraft. You have to actually build engines, power, weapons, salvaging, whatever it may be, and it's all linked through the computer. So you need a bridge, and the bridge is obviously in the droid's head, but I want to make something where you can actually go into the chest, and that's where, like, the living area would be, the systems, the shield generators. Naturally the engines are going to be where the ARSE is, because that's funny and I'm a child. And I think this is, and you can kind of see where this project's going to go. Anyway, I think this is again testament to what I think a very good game this is becoming. And again, a little bit buggy still, but I think what I'm surprised at is actually how engrossing this game is. There's something about it that just keeps you coming back, and that's always a good sign for a game, I think, because sometimes games can become a little bit kind of a chore to play. Wants to do this thing pointing, because that's going to be the main cannon. So this thing, literally whatever it points at, it will kill. So there we go, starting to build. And I know it's rudimentary. This is literally just to get my eye in. I think once I've completed my Titan, as you can see, in the background, I think I'm going to build, and he's literally pointing. See the thumb? Isn't that good? So I want to maybe build a mega robot. This kind of comes from as a child, I was really into Warhammer, Warhammer 40k Games Workshop. And I always liked the Titans, as in like the big Titans that were big stomping robots that went over territory and stuff. And I always quite liked that. So I think when this game came out, the first thing I thought of was, it'd be good to have some form of massive orbital barge, and that's what I've built, I guess, already. But this is kind of the next level of project, because what I'd like to build is maybe a Titan that you would land on a planet, and you could actually then, you could interact with the planet, basically. I think I'm getting used to certainly things like the angling, the advanced builder, and all that is starting to come along quite nicely. Little stubby legs, so let's give him some proper legs. But I think it's great. I think, again, just blown away really by kind of the simplicity yet the fun of this game. If you're starting to look into this game, the first thing to do is obviously get as many salvaging lasers as you can. Just literally keep going back and forward and doing that. Once you've got enough, you can then go and find a space station. Pretty much that should be your first port of call. Most space stations are derelict and you can salvage them. Then just salvage as much as you can. Just sit there, literally just salvage all you can. And then just go to a shop and sell most of it, and you'll have enough oh god, I said this again, you'll have enough money to basically go and do anything you need. So it's really good. I think, again, I'd say there's not a great barrier to get into the game. I've got 10 million credits there, so that's pretty easy to get to. And I think this is where I think you could do quite a lot with it very quickly. What I would say that I'm probably going to do as well is at some point I'm going to put turrets for the arms. So once I've actually got this thing a bit more kind of finished, I'm definitely going to put turrets on the arms so they actually can rotate and you can get into the turrets and kind of angle them. And I quite like the idea of that, because you could basically make the robot basically walk. But yeah, my wonderful Iron Man is certainly, the original Iron Man is certainly getting there. Look at that little buttons, that's sweet. Right, naturally what he needs now is probably a better hat. That's not really a bowler hat. Let's see what we can do there. But I think generally this robot is coming on very well. Now again, you've got different color blocks, you've got different things as well that you can do, and I think really this is where we need to give this dude proper neck wear, and I think this is where a suitable bow tie is probably in order. Now normally I'd probably give him a shirt and tie, but I thought, nah, bow tie says it better, doesn't it? There we go. So I think that's looking pretty swish. I think the bowler hat's a tricky one to get right, but I'm not too sure about that. Anyway, so here we go. So basically I'd say the frame is almost done, and I think again hopefully this is showing you a good view of what you can actually do with this game. Most people disregard games like this, Minecraft and such, and I think if you've never tried it, you've got to give it a go, because again, it's one of these things where your creativity is, it's the old imagination almost going on. And I think people, when you used to play really old shitty games, 8-bit games, your imagination was what made them good. You could pretend you were Arnie stalking through the forest looking for predator. You could do all that. And I think this is where these games, they just do play back to that thing of remembering good games, or rather imagining what the story could be. And I say this one's actually very good. Once you start to get the bug, I warn you, you will literally love this game, and you'll probably hate me because I'm the one who maybe got you into it. If I didn't, then let's play. So there we go, part one. I think part two will show you the fitting out of this thing, and I think we'll show you also the weapons systems. So stay tuned for more. Just an update, we are going to do a server of this. I know a lot of people keep asking me about it. At the moment, it's probably a couple of weeks away, but once that is done, and we're probably going to do a couple of servers. But anyway, stay tuned for more. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.